To access Self-Service Banner, log in at selfservice.brown.edu or use the Banner web link from the Staff or Faculty Gateway on the Brown homepage. When you visit the site, you'll be prompted to log in with your Brown username and password. From the Faculty Services menu, select the link labeled Enter Grades. Note that Banner Final Grade Entry opens in a new browser tab. Please be sure to log out of both browser tabs and exit your browser when grading is complete. Otherwise, the Banner web session will remain open. The grading will default to midterm or final as appropriate. You may collapse the Course Details panel for a wider display of the course information, or click the Getting Started tab for details regarding grade entry and policies. When the panel is collapsed, you can change the number of courses you want to view per page. You can also use the column headers to sort your courses in different ways. For example, set the term in descending order so the current term appears first. And you can drag and drop the columns to rearrange the display. For example, move the CRN column to appear next to the subject. Click the grading status bar of the course you wish to grade. The indicator changes color from pink, grading not started, to orange, grading in progress, and then to green, grading complete, based on the number of students on the roster who have been graded to indicate progress. The student roster will display on the lower portion of your screen. If you expand the side panel, you can view the course information and details about each student as you grade, such as semester level and concentration. You may use the drop-down list to select a grade for the student. Only those grades applicable to the student's grade option will display. You can adjust the number of students you can view on each page by using the selection box. When you finish selecting grades, click the Submit button to record them in Banner. Grades can still be changed through this application until a check mark appears in the rolled column. Once the grades are rolled, you must use the Change a Final Grade request form on the registrar's website to change the grade. You may also enter grades by importing an Excel spreadsheet, one you have previously saved or one you create through the grading application export process. To export a worksheet from the application, click the grading status bar of the course you wish to grade, then click the gear wheel in the upper right corner and select Export Template. Choose the XLS or XLSX format and then click Export. Follow the prompts to open or save the worksheet. The file name will include the term, course code, and section number for the course you are grading. Enter the appropriate grade for each student in the final grade column using the grade option column as a guide. In the spring grading semester, those students who are expected to graduate will have a Y in the probable graduate column. Term code, CRN, student banner ID, and final grade are the only fields required for a successful import. You may leave all the other fields at their default values. They're informational only. Save the spreadsheet so you can access it for the import process. To import a spreadsheet, click the grading status bar of the course you wish to grade, then click the gear wheel in the upper right-hand corner and select Import. Use the Browse button to navigate to your saved spreadsheet and then select Open. Once the file name appears in the Browse window, click the Upload button to prepare the file, and then click Continue. At the Preview step, you can indicate a particular tab on your Excel spreadsheet for the import, unmark whether the spreadsheet has a header row, and preview the grid for the correct course import. Click Continue to proceed. At the Map step, you must be sure that the fields for term code, CRN, student banner ID, and final grade are selected and mapped from the Excel spreadsheet to be loaded into the grading application. If you use the export process or your previously saved worksheet has columns labeled term code, CRN, student ID, and final grade, no further action is necessary. Otherwise, use the drop-downs to map those 4 columns. Click Continue to proceed. At the Validate step, you'll receive a summary of the records to be imported. If there are errors, you can download the error report to view, make any changes needed, and re-import the corrected spreadsheet. Click Continue to proceed. At the Finish step, you'll see the total records imported and any unchanged records ignored. Click Finish to complete the process. Grades loaded through this import process are automatically saved and submitted in the application. You don't need to submit them again on the roster page. If you'd like to indicate a writing deficiency for a student, you may do so from the application by using the drop-down option or entering WDEF in the writing deficiency column. If you use the import function, you can apply the WDEF after you import the grades from the spreadsheet. If you enter or import an incomplete grade for a student, you are directed to the Incomplete Grade tab where you can alter the default extension date. Please do not choose a date greater than 1 year. When you're done with any changes needed to the dates, click the Roster tab to return to the full roster and complete grading. Click Submit when your changes have been made and grading is complete. When grading is complete and you've clicked the Submit button, please use the Sign Out function by clicking on the person icon in the upper right-hand corner to log out of the grading component of Banner. Again, a second Faculty and Advisors browser tab is still active and you will remain logged in to other Banner web services unless you also click that tab and sign out there. Please, again, be sure to log out of both sessions and close your browser when you've completed your Banner maintenance.